Good day everyone, I'm Ginalyn Masikat and today I will be presenting my paper entitled The Competencies and Performance of Public Elementary School Teachers in the District of San Pedro, Basis for a Development Plan.
For the background of the study, teachers play multiple roles in the school setting. Several teachers regularly go hand in hand with one another to gain innovative plans that will be beneficial for the pedagogical goal. They analyze other data and test results to make the classroom better and determine the course of their instruction. Moreover, teachers design lesson plans to teach the standards and make the students engage in activities that is interesting and suits learners' needs. Teachers lead the classroom. They also do non-teaching tasks like serving as collector of payment for field trips, being a chaperone at school functions, coaches of school sports, etc. Teachers are also assured that their classroom is conducive to learning. They are also so creative when it comes to designing their bulletin boards and other displays. The teachers, as the center of education, ought to be knowledgeable enough and competent to be able to do their everyday tasks. Day by day, they encounter many tasks as part of the work or mission that they are in. It is vital to understand the need to be driven in undertaking their work better to produce inspired learners in the classroom. Motivation eventually leads to learning easily. Nevertheless, motivating students to learn requires a precise, thought-provoking role on teachers' part. The latter necessitates countless teaching styles or methods just to make the students engrossed in a particular subject. The bottom line is, the teacher must have the possible information of purposes and principles of the curriculum. It is for these reasons that the researcher, an elementary classroom teacher, was motivated to conduct a study on teachers' competencies and performance. The study is anchored on competence-based strategic management as cited by Sanchez and Hin, 2014, which is a mode of thinking about how administrations increase high performance for a certain period of time. Competence-based strategic theory expounds how administrations can progress to rational improvement in an organized and mechanical manner. The body of knowledge approaches a useful degree of completeness which is now narrower, deeper, and more integrated. The concept is linked to the present study because competence and work values of teachers are the main focus of the study. The input of the study comprised of the teachers' respondents labeled in terms of age, sex, educational attainment, length of service, and position title. This also includes the level of their competencies and performance with respect to learning environment, social regard for learning, diversity of learners, planning, assessing, and reporting, community linkages, and personal growth and professional development. The process composed of data gathering, data analysis, and data interpretation. The output of the study is a development plan to enhance the competencies and performance of teachers. This study sought to answer questions such as what is the profile of the respondents, their levels of competencies, performance in IPCRF, and is there any significant difference in competencies and performance when clustered according to their profile?
Significance of the study. This study would benefit the following: the Department of Education. This study would benefit the department to outline the required skills and competencies that Filipino teachers must have to make them adjust with the advent of global frameworks. The school administrators. Those who man the schools would benefit their task as school administrators because their function, particularly as teachers, can easily figure out programs to further enhance the present status of students' performance in all grade levels. Thus, long-term vision can be strategized for the entire school and the students as well. It will be benefit also to the teachers. They will be more aware on the extent of their competencies and level of their performance. And also to the students. They will be benefited of better delivery of instruction from their teacher. For the parents, the results of the study will fully make them understand and know better the situation of the teachers, and they may realize their own duties and responsibilities in guiding their own children at home. For the community, the results of the study will let them understand and know better the role of the teachers and different factors affecting their performance, and that they may realize their own contributions in helping the teachers and guiding students as part of the community. And last, for the future researchers. The results may be used by future researchers in pursuing related studies using other variables. This may also be of help to them in making a follow-up study in the work habits and procrastination affecting the performance of the teachers.
Methodology. For method of research, the descriptive survey method was used in the study to determine the competencies and performance of teachers. Solweta, in 2010, defines the descriptive survey research design as the process which accords with the connections between variables, the testing of the hypotheses, and the progress of generalities, ideologies, of philosophies that have general cogency. It defines and construes, that is. The descriptive survey was used to determine the status and nature of the phenomenon, which was considered by the researcher as the most appropriate, since the focal tenacity of the study is to assess the capabilities and work values of teachers. Documentary analysis was also applied, since the results of the individual performance commitment review form was used as basis of teachers' performance. For the population, sampling size, and sampling technique. This study was conducted in public elementary schools in the District of San Pedro, Division of Laguna, and school year 2018-2019. These schools include Landayan Elementary School, Langgam Elementary School, and San Pedro Central Elementary School with 229 teachers. The study used simple random sampling, fishbowl technique, in determining the samples of the study. To define the sample size, Slovin's formula will be used with a 5% margin of error. Description of respondents. The respondents consist of 146 teachers from the District of San Pedro, Laguna. They were described in terms of age, sex, educational attainment, length of service, and position title. The respondents were full-time teachers. Research instrument. The study utilized a questionnaire adapted from individual performance commitment and review form as the primary instrument in order to gather the required data or information. After validation, Cronbach's alpha of 0.96 was used to determine the reliability of the survey questionnaire instrument in a pilot study at Cuyab Elementary School. Data gathering procedure. The study followed the Gantt chart of activities in the conduct of the study. This comprises the formulation of the research problem up to the revision of the manuscript and submission of the final copy. Permission to conduct the study was gained from the Office of the School's Division Superintendent. After the validation of the instrument, the questionnaire checklist was administered to the respondents. Subsequently, the retrieval of data were encoded and processed. Based from the interpreted data, the summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendations were formulated. For the analysis and interpretation of data, the following statistical tools were considered: frequency distribution, percentage, weighted mean, t-test formula, one-way analysis of variance.
The questionnaire has two parts. The part 1 is about the personal data of the respondents in terms of age, sex, educational attainment, length of service, and position title. Part 2 refers to the competencies and performance of teachers with respect to social regard for learning, learning environment, diversity of learners, curriculum planning, assessing and reporting, community linkages, and personal growth and development. Each aspect consists of 10 items. The respondents were requested to rate each item with a specified scale.
Research ethics. As this study will be utilizing human participants and will be including their levels of performance in IPCRF, certain issues will be addressed. The consideration of these issues is necessary for the purpose of ensuring the privacy as well as the security of the participants. These issues will be identified in advance so as to prevent future problems that could rise during the research process. Among significant issues that we'll be considering includes consent, confidentiality, data protection, and privacy. Findings and discussions. For the profile of the respondents, there are 146 respondents in this study. There is predominance of the female gender at a frequency of 123. In terms of age, the highest frequency of 71 are 31 to 40 years old and the lowest frequency of 18 are 51 years old and above. The highest frequency in educational attainment is 82. They have been taking up graduate studies and the lowest frequency of 1 has earned a doctorate degree. In terms of length of service, highest frequency of 59 are those who have been teaching for 5 to 9 years, while the lowest frequency of 10 are those who have been teaching for 20 to 24 years. With their teaching post indicated, the highest frequency of 78 is Teacher 1, the lowest frequency of 6 of the total number of respondents is the Master Teacher 1. For respondents' levels of competencies, as revealed on the table, the perceived level of competencies of the respondents were all with weighted means of 4 above, and it's verbally interpreted as high competency.
Level of performance of the respondents as revealed by the results of their Individual Performance Commitment Review Form or IPCRF. Majority of the teachers have a very satisfactory teaching performance with 99.32% and only 1.68% has the satisfactory rating.
For significant relationship in the respondents' levels of competencies when grouped according to profile, almost null hypothesis is accepted. Only the learning environment and community linkages with p-values lower than the 0.02 level of significance are rejected. Findings imply that the gender of the respondents affect their perception of their competencies.
A significant relationship on the respondents' performance when grouped according to their profile. This test rejected the null hypothesis for the significant correlation on the respondents' performance with respect to social regard for learning, learning environment, diversity of learners, curriculum, and personal growth and professional development. The findings indicate that teacher performance often exceeds expectations but not consistent.
Conclusions. The respondents are mostly females, many of whom are 31 and above. Several are taking up their master's degree with a teaching experience of 20 years and above, and majority of them are in Teacher 1 position. The level of competencies of the respondents with respect to social regard for learning, learning environment, diversity of learners, curriculum, planning, assessing, and reporting, and personal growth and professional development is determined as high competent. Performance of the teachers based on their IPCRF is rated very satisfactory. Competencies of teacher have no significant difference with respect to social regard for learning, learning environment, diversity of learners, curriculum, planning, assessing, and reporting, and personal growth and professional development. Performance of public elementary teachers differs significantly when they group according to their length of service and position title.
And that's all for the competencies and performance of public elementary school teachers in the District of San Pedro, Basis for Development Plan. This is Ginalyn Masikat. Thank you.